B Smokehouse back here with you, and today we're gonna do some pork belly burnt ends. These are gonna be my seasoning. So I've got 16 mesh kosher black pepper. I said kosher black pepper, 16 mesh black pepper. I've got a chicken bouillon, and I've got some MSG. I will be bringing in the other salt components as well in the form of kosher salt. If you don't know, pork belly burnt ends are generally fashioned from a slab of pork belly. I'm going to be cubing up 1-inch portions of pork belly, and then we're going to season them, and I'm going to get them in my fridge for overnight brine. After that, I get up in the morning, I will go ahead and get a fire started. I think today we're going to use, or tomorrow morning we're going to use a kettle, and then we're going to try to get some excellent bark on these, and then I'm going to come back with a glaze. Alright, so let's get to trimming on this pork belly. Black glove, we're gloving up. Gonna go in. I've got a boning knife. I got this slab of pork belly from one of my local health food stores. Okay. Alright, I think I'm gonna go down the middle of it. Got my slicer here as well. Let's see how the meat's looking. Alright. Looks pretty good. I'm not going to do too much trimming to this. Alright. Slicer can probably use some sharpening. However, generally with these slicers, when it's time to sharpen, it's time to just get another one. I think we're going to roll with this one today. Alright. This will be, the other half portion will be put into my freezer until I'm ready to use it again. Now, it's myself and one other in my household that loves pork belly. Some in my household complain that it's simply too fatty, and that's what I find so delicious about it, right? Got a delicious portion of meat to fat. This slab was probably way bigger than the slab that I have, so we're going to start cutting these into some strips. All right. All right. Strips, and now we're going to try to get some 1-inch cubes. Simply because of the amount of fat in them, which is why I'm cutting them so nice and sizable. Alright, we got a good 3, 6, 8. That's more than enough. So, you know, something like this, these are so unctuous, like this one is nothing but fat, so I might size this one up a little bit more. And we're going to save that fat, don't throw it away. It's excellent fat. Alright, let's get this rubbed together. Going in with a hefty tablespoon of the 16 mesh black pepper, chicken powder. It's about a teaspoon magic powder, kosher salt. Give this a mix. All right, Let's go ahead and make the glaze for these pork belly burnt ends. Right, real simple glaze. I'm going to take my interpretation of it and I'm going to jazz it up a little bit. So remember this is a peach tea glaze. I've got 2 cups of peach tea. This is store-bought peach tea, you know, already kept in the cold section. All right, and then I'm going to go with some soy sauce. There's a lot of sugar already in this tea. I'm going to add more. You have to make a glaze. I'm also, to break some of that sugar up, I'm going to go in with a little apple cider vinegar. So we got salty and we've got savory, and then now we'll have some acidity. I'm going to go in with a tightly packed cup of dark brown sugar. That's in. You can use white sugar as well. And then I'm going to go in to complement these flavors with some of that seasoning that that the pork belly burnt ends are already covered in. Never use this, however, I see most of the YouTube community, the barbecue guys I watch, they're using this stuff in some form, shape, or fashion. Either the fire starters or the actual charcoal. These are large or XL charcoal briquettes, and then I'm rolling with chunks of applewood. I think it'll complement where we're going with that peach flavor as well as that pork, right? So these are the briquettes. As you can see, they're larger in nature than your standard Kingsford, right? I've heard good things about them, never used them. This is my first time, and we've got a few coming to the light in my chimney smoker, or in my chimney starter. And then I'll put them over here in this corner. Got a piece of applewood there and a piece of applewood down here. Don't think I'm gonna use much more than that. Other than that, stay tuned, guys. I'll bring you guys back as we progress in this cook. All right, here's that peach glaze. I can tell you right now, sure has my house smelling like peach. Let's see how it tastes. Again, I did add some flavor boosters in here, aka that magic seasoning. All right. Typically, you want to go until this coats the back of a spoon. You can see we got some coating there. Let's give it a taste. Oh yeah, tastes just like peach, a heightened version of a peach. The brown sugar, as you can see, the color has enhanced, got a little bit of dark browning. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. I've got a bottle I'm going to go ahead and get this into. This is ready. I'm going to let it sit and cool. I just put those pork belly burnt ends on along with a few pieces of chicken. As I stated earlier in my video, not everybody in my household eats the pork belly pieces. They see them as too fatty. I don't have a problem with it. Stay tuned. Alright, I just put those pork belly burnt ends on here along with that chicken. Again, this video is about the pork belly burnt ends, peach glaze pork belly burnt ends. I went ahead and put that sauce into a squeezer bottle so it's easier to apply. Let's see how our pork belly is doing. It should not really have any color. I can tell you right now that applewood is really fragrant. That's what you want. Right? You can see we're running with the smoke and sear attachment in. No water in the trough. Don't really need it. This chicken, as well as these pork belly burnt ends, have more than enough fat on them. The first hour and a half, hour two is going to be spent getting some of that applewood flavor on there, right? So I'm assuming this kettle is running about 225, 230, right? We're going to let it run for the next hour until I make any other adjustments. We see a bit of color coming in from that smoke. I'm going to let this run. Stay tuned. Alright, we're coming up on our first hour. Let's see where we're looking. Until the heat's picking up, that's fine. Still got applewood smoke flowing. That fat is starting to take on a tan color. You can see these chicken pieces have changed colors. Then we're going to let it go another hour, then I might come out here and change some things around. Currently, I don't see anything that's too dry. We're going to let it keep rocking. I think hour two, I might go ahead and bump up those temps as well. Alright, we're approaching hour four. Alright, I know I came out and temp these, and they're all temping in the 175s, 180s. I'm going to remove them back from the fire so I can go ahead and start glazing them. Plus, I don't want that meat to get overcooked. I want everything to be nice and soft, squishy. This chicken's done. So now, I'm gonna go ahead and start glazing. Might not even need the brush. Just gonna get the glaze. I'll do this a few times before these are done and fully tender. Probably should have used a pan under there so I don't have to mess my grill up. But this grill is in need for a wash anyway. So we're gonna also hit the chicken as well. I like that glaze because it's moving. It's not too thick. Now I'm going to watch it closely. I've been climbing my temperatures up from that 225. I'm sure it's about 275, 300 right now. I don't want to burn this. All right. I will see you guys for the next step. I'm going to get my top back on, and then I'll let these hang out for another 20, 30 minutes. But I'll be checking in between, and I'll see you guys when I get back. YouTube, B Smokehouse back here with it, and here's my final product. So here you have peach glaze. Pork belly burnt ends. I took and seasoned this pork butt down, cut it into cubes 1 inch by 1 inch. As you can see, we had some shrinkage going on, and that's normal for meats with high fat content, right? I took them, seasoned them down for overnight brine, make sure that meat under that fat was nice and seasoned. You can see that seasoning if you go back in the video. I use little magic seasoning. I used black pepper. I used chicken bouillon. Alright, got them in the refrigerator for the overnight brine. Took them out, got a fire started at about 1 o'clock this afternoon, using some briquettes and a few chunks of apple, and these have been riding on that smoker since then. I'm about 3.5 hours in. I came and I hit it with this first glaze. And then while we're here, I still got a little bit of this glaze reserved. This glaze actually tastes like peach tea. Now, I tasted a bit of that chicken that I did, and I can tell you that the glaze is still good. However, that smoke and that heat kind of takes away. Alright? Takes away from that peach tea taste. The glaze is actually exceptional. Alright, let me get my slicer. So I can cut one of these up. And we're going to take one. Let's see which one. We're going to give it a slice. Alright. See those different layers? That fat is still juicy. Alright, I'm going to cut it again because this is still pretty hot. Before I bite into these, I'm probably going to give them a little bit more time to cool off. Can you see that? Still juicy. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. The apple smoke really helped us out a lot. That peach tea glaze is excellent. There's a bit of sweetness. It's not overly sweet because I used that MSG, and I used some salt because that was some of the salt that was in the rub that I actually rubbed these with. I went into that glaze with. You can actually taste that peach tea. I'm actually amazed at that. This is actually pretty good. So this recipe, not specifically, but Interstellar Barbecue is the guys down here in Central Texas who kind of made these famous. Now I see why. It's easy to look at a video and be like, yeah, it looks good. you know, until you make it and you try it. This is actually delicious. I'll definitely be giving these a try again. I think next time I might go ahead and use a whole slab. Use a whole slab of pork belly and do it. I don't have many of these pork belly burnt ends to go, but like I said, these are pretty unctuous, and you can only eat a few of these. I'm going to sit down and fix my plate. If you haven't done so, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I absolutely appreciate all the support, the comments. Thank you. Until the next video.